Rolf, yes. In my younger days, I used to play rugby, and yes, then I got an injury and I hurt my ear, and I'm actually deaf in my left ear completely.
Nonetheless, our role hustler this morning is none other than Tate Mr. Rolf Hansen, the face and voice of the Cancer Association of Namibia. Rolf is the CEO, which stands for Chief Executive Officer. Sibo, if you didn't know, that's what it stands for. CEO at the Cancer Association of Namibia for a number of years now. But few know that he has walked a mile in tourism as an entrepreneur in his industry, and also has a television and print media ticked off from his job's to-do list. Rolf, top of the morning. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. It's
Your energy is just wow. I love it.
It's the coffee. It's in the coffee. How many cups? Like 3, 4, 7, 10. Rolf, tell us what kind of childhood you had and how it shaped who you are today.
Yeah, so I think if you grew up in a small town, it makes you a better person. Sorry to everyone who grew up in Farm Windhoek. I'm from Swakop, and I grew up in the 80s and 90s in Swakop, and it was a beautiful time to be actually growing up in Swakop because it was carefree days. It wasn't big on tourism yet. We could actually still go out as children, bare feet, run around, play, bicycles in the streets. After school, go to the beach and swim. I was never a surfer. I'm way too plump for that. So I sort of was just floating above, bobbing there on the waves. And yeah, it was just awesome. It was humbling. It was kind. I had a kind childhood. Yeah. And I think that shaped who I am today, because family is very important for me. And this is why I still believe in those family values.
Right.
Whatever type of family, as long as there's good cohesion, there's respect, and there's love. Family means you don't need blood to be family. You can have the greatest of friends, and as long as you are coexisting and loving each other, that's magic for me.
Tell me, if I was to have a conversation with your parents today, will they tell me that you're a handful, or they'll be like, oh my word, perfect child?
I think I was a perfect child. Yeah, I think my father would say I'm a stubborn child because I'm a lot like my mother. My mother would praise me because I am like her, definitely.
Right.
Yeah. So I had an inspirational and a very powerful mother. She passed away last year, a year exactly, 16 September last year. She passed away. COVID took her. And I think my parents were our inspiration. They showed us what humility is, kindness is, hard work, determination. They instilled the values, especially my mother, of that you see the person and the soul, you don't see the skin color. And this was something very huge. You know, when we grew up in the 80s, it was the transition period. And my family, so I am German, Jewish, Norwegian, heteronama.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so a lot of people always ask, so are you German? Yes, I am. Are you colored? I am. Are you Namibian? That is the most important thing for me. But yeah, so coming from a very mixed family, we had to learn to cope at the times. And my parents told us that your worth is who you are, what you bring to the table, work hard. Don't let anyone tell you and dictate to you that the skin color or your background determines your future. You work hard for
Rolf,
what you want.
When you're running the streets of Swakopmund, what was your biggest dream when you were growing up? What problem did you want to change, or how did you want to change the world?
I just wanted to make the world a better place. Initially, I wanted to be a pilot.
Okay.
But then, yeah. So can you imagine, Rolf? Yes. In my younger days, I used to play rugby, and yes, then I got an injury and I hurt my ear, and I'm actually deaf in my left ear completely. So people always find when I'm on stage or when I'm on television or when I have to talk to someone like now as well, I will go. It's not a sort of sexy move I'm trying to make. It's actually literally because I'm deaf. I'm like, huh? So yeah, it's not one of those sort of Hollywood sort of wings that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to listen and I read lips. But I wanted to be a pilot and then I couldn't. And then I just wanted to make the world a better place, because I saw that there is a lot of issues in this world. I love my country. I wanted to make my country a better place. That's why I was in tourism, and I'm still in. Our family business still is in tourism.
Right.
So passionate about my country and my people.
Wow. We're speaking to Rolf Hansen, who is the CEO of the Cancer Association of Namibia, telling us a bit about his life, who he is, and what he's all about. When we do get back, we're going to be looking at his motivations, influences, and just essentially what it is he feels we all should be looking at in terms of moving our lives forward, being the very best version of ourselves, all day, every day, twice on Sunday. It's at the P Square saying, Jaye. Top of the morning to you, Sibon Mo. In the morning, Royal Hustler. Don't touch that dial. Put your hands up. Oh man, if I had the moves, I'll be jamming to this song all day, every day, twice on Sunday. P Square saying Jaye. Top of the morning to you, Sibo and Mo in the morning. And I am joined in studio by Royal Hustler, Mr. Rolf Hansen, who is the CEO at the Cancer Association of Namibia, just telling us about his childhood, where he grew up. He grew up in Swakopmund, just so you know, and he used to play rugby, and he's deaf in one ear, so and I'm bald, and he's bald. You know, when you shared your story of being deaf in one ear, I have a friend that's also quite similar, and so every time I speak to him, he always has to, like, say again. And so it's just the weirdest thing. But
the coolest thing about it, though, is that you can actually fake it as well. So when I hear and I don't want to hear, I'm just like, hey, I thought I didn't hear that. My friends are like, you knew, you heard it. Oh, op lieg.
Rolf, you know, when your feet hit the ground every morning, what sets your heart on fire? What motivates you every day to get out of bed and say, you know what, this is my struggle. This is what I've chosen for my life, and this is what I'm going to pursue and push every day, all day.
So the funny thing about my life is I have ebb and flows. I think there is a season for everything in life. And when I go into these different seasons, I do it very passionately, and I do what I have to do, and then I move on.
Right.
For me right now, my biggest season joy is the Cancer Association of Namibia, making that difference, because we see that there is a challenge. Beautiful people, and I'm just seeing here Cynthia Schimming on your screen here, who was with us. Beautiful people leave this wonderful world, and these are people who try and be a difference and be an inspiration. And this is my job, trying to be Superman, I suppose, but also realizing that none of us are meant to be here forever.
Right.
When you are born, you must die, and this is the reality, it's the cycle of life. But how we go out is what is important for me. And I think right now we're in a critical stage of government, of politics, of healthcare. This is where I'm in. So I'm no politician, but definitely our healthcare sector is in a very sensitive space. And we all can be the difference, but we also need to motivate our leaders, including the public, must motivate me and guide me to do and be the difference, so that our people have a better opportunity. Not everyone is in the fortunate position to have medical aids or money to go to private hospitals, but especially when I go out into the regions and I see what my fellow Namibians are struggling with, you know, going to bush clinic literally and sitting under a tree and doing screenings and these sort of things. When I'm tired and I feel like I want to give up, I think of Namibians out there in the regions struggling, not having access to quality healthcare. And then I say, you have nothing to complain about. Kry jou dowe oor uit die bed uit and just go on with life. Carry on. Be the difference.
Rolf, be the difference. I'm going to volunteer the Sibo from Sibo and Mo in the morning. I'm volunteering her services for the Cancer Association, whatever services those are. She don't worry, she's volunteering. I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, and we've seen the work that you are doing at the Cancer Association. I mean, right now there is a fun walk and a jazz festival. Quickly, just briefly give us the details.
So it's all about childhood cancer. Childhood cancer awareness. It's September, and we are really focusing on creating awareness about childhood cancer, because children get cancer too. This is why I actually took the job 8 years ago. My best friend died of cancer when we were 11 years old.
Wow.
So this was the first time I was confronted with this disease. It was in the early 90s. No one knew about what is cancer. It was an old person's disease. So this month, especially creating awareness on cancer, and then at the last Saturday of September, we're going to have a massive fun walk, and then that awesome jazz festival, the Yellow Ribbon Festival that 99 FM is a partner of.
Yes.
So we're very thankful for you. So just create awareness on that. Volunteer your time to inspire others to be the difference and the change that we want in our communities. Everyone can do something, and it doesn't mean that you just need to donate money. It means that you can come and you can walk and you can join in the jazz festival. It means that you can go to your school and arrange a talk and come to us as Cancer Association and say, Rolf, come and speak to my children at school. Come and speak at my office. Get the team to come and motivate them just to understand. And I am, I suppose, one of the most chilled CEOs in the history of the Cancer Association. I cannot force you to stop smoking or stop drinking. But have a balanced approach to life and understand and know what the dangers are. And then you just choose the right option, and life will be fine.
Rolf, we are running out of time. In actual fact, we are completely out of it. Before we let you go, if there are listeners, if there's somebody listening to your story and they're so inspired and like, yo, or just for anybody really, any parting words for our listeners before we let you go?
Never ever give up. That is the most important thing. Never ever give up. If you have a dream, keep on to it, make it a reality, hustle, work, go out and find it. People always laugh when they look at my story. I was a journalist. I was determined to have my own businesses. At 22, I started my first guest house. At 30, I took over the Cancer Association. I'm almost 40. I don't know what the next chapter of my life will
President,
be.
maybe?
No. Sort of more like a hula hoop bar on Mauritius or something like that. But just don't give up on your dreams.
Don't give up on your dreams.
That's it.
Rolf, thank you so much for your time and the inspiration that is just oozing out of you. Thank you so much. That was Rolf Hansen, the face and voice of the Cancer Association, just telling us, do not give up. That was our Royal Hustler for this morning.
Royal Hustlers was proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.